sunsets and skies so blue. Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
Good evening, America. Unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Can you believe we've gone through 5 months of this calendar year already gone? Thank you, Larissa Slaughter, for becoming a member. Bye-bye, donkey. Thank you very much. Before that, we had, of course, the Trump baby saying hello to everyone except California. Just kidding, sort of. Yeah, welcome back to the program, folks. All the Neanderthals, the canines, and right-wing podcasters out there, thanks for tuning in. And to the trolls, well, behave yourself. Welcome back to the program. We had that music was Giselle singing South Africa. And this, of course, comes on the 100th anniversary of the official recognition of Afrikaans as the world's newest language. 100 years. This lovely gift was given to me in South Africa during my recent trip. Lovely, lovely stuff here. So, yeah, wow. Lovely stuff here. So thank you for this gift. It's actually a thermos Pretty nice, but lovely with Afrikaans celebrating its 100th year as the world's newest language. Congratulations to Afrikaans, to all the people who speak the language as their mother tongue and those who've learned as a second language. My congratulations to you. It was in May of 1925 when it was officially recognized as a language, folks. Thank you very much for being here. So, again, to the Neanderthals, right-wing podcasters, and all the canines out there, good to see you here, folks. I always do a weekend show, Mary, unless rugby interferes with it. And thank you, Rome, for becoming a member. Delana Villion just gave 10 memberships. I'm going to have to turn off that alert because otherwise it's going to become very distracting here as those 10 come up. So let me get to that. Whoops. Whoa. We hit the wrong button here. My stuff just jumped on me. That's not supposed to happen. Sorry, I was trying to get to the alert box, and we got Joe Biden's mind going blank there. You know, it's funny. Sometimes I have no control over what happens here. Things just happen on, in the studio. And, well, hey, I told you not to do that. Stop it. Don't do it. Oh, come on, folks. That damn bunny's at it again. That bunny is at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, an appearance of the Bugger Off Bunny. Welcome back. Yes, Chris, the Bulls won convincingly. Well, not so convincingly. 5 consecutive unanswered tries, only to nearly cock it up at the end. But the Bulls advanced to the semifinal. We'll be covering that shortly. Hello to everybody in the chat. After this, I will be over at Rugby Ascendant. Let me see if I can direct you to that. We've had tiny audiences this weekend on my rugby channel. My feelings are hurt. I'm so sad that nobody is coming over to it. But we had a small audience yesterday for the Stormers, a small audience today for the Bulls. And gosh, I'm so crushed. Actually, it's disappointing that people don't come join us, but that's okay. I get it. Let me just do something real quick. Okay, there we go. And you'll be directed to the Sharks Munster game after this if you want to watch that with me over there. Live play-by-play and color commentary as I put on my Sharks jersey and pull out my flag. Let's say hello to some of the folks in the chat. I won't be able to get to everybody. Thank you to the 827 people currently joining us on a Saturday. So Greta Hart has a question, and she answered it. She asked it later on. Yvette Hills, Mays Alts, Haley, Sarita Flipper, Heidi Kruger, Wandra Stein, Tina, Super Chat, not a membership. Oh, did I miss a Super Chat? My apologies for that. Thank you, Tina. Leo Faree, welcome to you. And Hayes says, Shabbat Shalom. It is Saturday to all our Jewish brethren. Welcome to Shabbat Shalom. This weekend, if we had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are holy days in the Jewish, the Muslim, and the Christian faiths. Madeline Pretorius, welcome to you. Chris Stander, Betts Korb, Ingrid's Inspirations, hello to you. Gert van Tonda, Karen Nell, Yolandi Smith, Julie, Lisa Marie da Fonseca. Wow, hello from Johannesburg. Antoinette, song makes... Oh, I'm sorry to hear you sad. It's a beautiful song. Hermanis and Greta Hart, her question, I answered it very quickly. People are also going to fight about the top 3 fan spots. What's that? Oh, yeah, because they've done that now. Yeah, so YouTube, if you don't know that, has created something new here recently that, if you chat a lot or if you make contributions, I don't know how they determine it, you get the top fan spots. Pretty interesting stuff there, folks, yeah. So I can actually click on that, and it'll show me that Anti-Floy is number 1 with 150 XPs. I don't know, okay. Then I am, and then Emirate. Wow, it's surprising who the community leaderboard is. That's interesting there. So anyway, newer folks. Lou Bell winner, welcome to you. Jaretha Haman, and Peter Hreiling, Vanessa, Carl Becker, John Graves. From the States for a live show, welcome all Afrikaners. Okay, cool. Well, they're not just Afrikaners coming over to John Graves. They'll also be coming other racial minorities, including coloreds and Indians at some point. Johan Bernard, Tony Espray, Glenn DeKalk, Anton Muller, Charmaine Peacock, AJ Quinn, already said that. 7, Michelle Heckler, Estelle Edwards, Luna Gaming Guy. All right, Martin Fundameva, Amerikaner Lives Matter, Christine Liebenberg, Madeline, Julie E., already said, Alan Balliday. Anti-Floy is here. Okay, cool beans. Quids is back. Lindy Dutoy, KZ K's, interesting name there. Hank, Sandra Yonke, Sandra, go back to see you again. Charmaine Carsons, Rentia Weber. Okay, all right. Bikes, Mornay Brits, Charles Van Altson, the voice of reason. Charles is there. The OGs are kind of quiet in the chat. What's going on here? Alts, okay, there you go. Jody Downing, Claudine von Staden, Jeremy, Pete Sten, Peter McCabe. And who else we got there? All right, so I've caught mostly up. I'm going to miss a few people. Apologies for that, but we want to get to the news too. Thank you, Larissa Slaughter, for your membership. Rome, welcome to the team. Delana, welcome. Delana Villon giving membership to Mary through the Looking Glass. Adrian Julius, Renani Van, Ritza Manel, Musa Mguni, welcome Musa Mguni, you got a free membership there. Tian Folks, Bianca Mayer, Rave, Rome, Booble, all getting free memberships. Brian, is that Brian or Breen? What is that? Natalie Stain, welcome to you. Sedgefield's here. Chris Ayler's another OG. Andre Mostart. Nicola, well, Chris Swanepoel's definitely an OG. And alts. Welcome to all of you folks. Welcome back to the program. So it's Saturday, May 31st, the last day of the month, and sadly we'll not reach 100,000 subscribers today. Just not going to happen. It's impossible, folks. We're not going to reach it today unless you know some secrets I don't know. We are at 98,194, which means we're 1,806 subscribers away from that magic 100,000 mark. Not going to make it. The way things have slowed down the past few days, we probably won't make it till the end of next week. But we're on the verge. We're on the cusp. We're on the cusp. Thank you, Conrad, for welcoming me back. We are on the cusp. But nonetheless, I was hoping we make it before the end of the month. Not going to make it. Try joining your group. Seems not working in Telegram. Leon Monroe, you have to be approved. Let me just take a quick look at which group you're talking about. If it's a refugee admissions one, no. There's no one waiting to join that one that I'm aware of. Let me look and see. Members. We got almost 3,000 members in there. There's no one waiting to join that group, so I'm not sure which group you're talking about. I'm looking at the others, and every one of my WhatsApp groups, none of them have anybody waiting, applying to join. All of them are available, so I'm not sure what you're talking about in Telegram. Sorry you're having difficulty there. If you watch any of Bonsai Songwa's podcast, no, don't even know who that is. Yep, Alan, we tried to get 100,000, but we didn't quite make it. Claudine says it'll pick up again. Well, I hope so. The day is still young, says Yolandi. Yes, Yolandi, but I've only had 2 or 3 days in which I've gained over 2,000 subscribers. So, already 120,000 South Africans live in the U.S. That's true. They're about, South Africa doesn't have, I don't think that Australia has the most with 500,000. I think that UK has about 550, 600,000 South Africans, but we don't have genuine numbers. Nadia Harps thinks I'm going to shave my beard in 100,000. She missed the deal. The deal was 100,000 in South Africa, and it would be a trim up to the face, making me look much younger. But it didn't happen. You need breaking news. Well, give me some breaking news, Renette. Hey, Renette, how's it going? Right, tomorrow I'm old. Hope all. When are you turning 30 tomorrow? Always a pleasure. Thank you, Ralph West. All right, folks, news. You're here for that. Let's get to some news. 983 people currently here. Be sure to hit the like button if you're new and you're listening. So let me say something very quickly to folks out there. A lot of South Africans think that they can watch YouTube without a user account and nobody will know who you are. You're fooling yourself. I work in IT. I worked at the National Security Agency in the nascent days of how we did all this stuff many, many years ago. I was intelligence officer. We can find you. If you're on the internet, we can find you. Don't think you're hidden. Don't think that we can't retrace your steps. So why not just create a YouTube account and become a subscriber? It'd be greatly appreciated by me and many others. We do appreciate it. You know, there are some things in life that are annoying when things just pop up. You never know they're going to pop up. But, you know, if you could become a subscriber, it'd be really something we... Oh, there's that damn bunny again. I swear, this guy is out of control. I've told him, let me smack him. Not working. That damn bunny. Anyway, it's the bugger off bunny, folks, making another appearance. Yep. Dylan says, don't find my IP address. Yeah, well, anyway, so why not become a subscriber? You know, it's not like, but you don't have to comment if you're a subscriber. You can just become a subscriber. And then when you become a subscriber, you can add to my total and help us get a higher audience, because I know that that buddy doesn't listen, Maze. He's got bad manners. Thousands of people watch this program who don't have YouTube accounts. And that's okay. I appreciate it. But let me put this in perspective. You're not hiding yourself, number one. You think you are, but you're not. You're deluding yourself. Number two, anytime an ad plays during my broadcast and you're not a subscriber, YouTube gets the money. I don't get any of the money. I'm not saying you have to, watch the ads to give me money, but why give it to YouTube? Why give them 100%? And you don't help us grow the channel. So anyway, if you like the content, please have a YouTube account and subscribe. You don't have a credit card on there. You don't even have to tell them where you're at. You can tell you live in Antarctica. Folks, you can actually say you live in Antarctica. What is a bugger off bunny? Well, NSM, a bugger off bunny, is when you give someone the middle finger. There's the bunny. That's the bugger off bunny. Telling people to foot sec, That's what the bugger off bunny is. It was a gift from Thea van Staden, the first South African refugee to arrive in the United States on the refugee program, whom I interviewed in Pretoria before she flew. And then the BBC had the audacity to lie to the world, claiming they had the first interview with the South African refugee. No, they didn't. They had the first interview in the States with the South African refugee when Charles went on their program. But they didn't have the first interview. That's a bold-faced lie. But what do you expect from government propaganda? Misinformation 24 turning real human struggles into clickbait. Gotta admire the consistency in lowering journalistic standards. Yes, they do lower the standards. It's terms of service friendly, EFF. Yeah, exactly. The Foucault Hassi says 1440. That's why I use my original name on my profile accounts, because thinking otherwise is just fooling yourself. Yep. Seems there are some subs on the Colonel and Prestige channels that are only there to give them a strike. Well, I haven't had any strikes. Because I haven't done anything that's worthy of it. No, but we're getting notices. So isn't it ironic that I refuted the term geocide? I refuted that term and said that it wasn't applicable, and rubbished the fact that the media, IOL specifically, is using the term to diminish what's happening. I said it wasn't real. Yet I have a video warning below my video explaining that use of the term is misinformation, which is what I was saying, essentially. Yeah. People using their photo on Facebook and YouTube, then post their intent, go say easy target for news networks. Well, yeah, that's foolish. Yes, Anti-Floyd, I did have the first interview. Thank you. Quite the emotional breakup between Trump and Musk. Well, there's no breakup. That's comical. That's the fake media. And I said that was coming. I've told you that since before I went to South Africa back in April. I said, hey, this is coming. When Musk's 120-day appointment ends and he goes back to his businesses, people are going to say that there is a rift between Trump and Musk, which doesn't exist. Total lies. Is it true that UK and UK are placing sanctions? Not to my knowledge, Gordon von Rensburg. I don't know anything about them placing sanctions on Malema. There's no news on that. I did not watch the Piers Morgan show, Talk Kaiser Chiefs. I didn't, and bless you for being a soccer fan. That must be a very difficult thing to be a soccer fan, particularly for the Kaiser Chiefs. They've not done very well, have they? No, Shanez Abrahams, the bunny doesn't need a partner. When bunnies get together, they multiply. We don't need a bunch of these bugger off bunnies crapping up my screen, just popping up. There he is again. See, if you give him a partner, he'll simply reproduce, and then we'll have bunnies popping up all over the screen. Rikus DeFries, there are lots of WhatsApp groups, but they're limited to 2,125 people in the group. WhatsApp limits that. Therefore, the Telegram groups are a better option. 220,000 people can join them. We have almost 3,000 people in one group. That would be prohibited. So every day, a couple of people will leave the official refugee groups that I created on my platform for WhatsApp. I have 2 of them. I'm not making more. People kept begging me to make more. I mean, that's very unfair. I don't have time as it is. I spend a lot of my time answering questions. People are simply too lazy to pay attention to watch my videos or actually go to the embassy website. I wasted 2 hours of my life this morning answering messages from people who are lazy. I mean, that's very generous to me. And then I get people attacking me. Oh, you're so full of yourself. Well, shove it. It's my life, and I only have so much on the calendar, and I'm burning it being courteous, and you're going to be rude to me? Footsack. Anyway, yeah, so, a screen full of bunnies would be something. They just start popping up. Living alone on a farm, dogs poisoned last night. Oh, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, can you contact us, Anne-Marie? Privately, so we can get word to someone, look for a community patrol to keep an eye out for you. Anne-Marie Bourquin, if you could do that, reach out. Anne-Marie, send an email. I'll check my email. In fact, I'll do it now. Somebody please put up the email and give us a number we can reach you and tell us the location. Don't do it on the screen. Don't tell people you're out on the screen, Anne-Marie. Tell us privately. And I will reach out to AfriForum community patrols. And if it's in an area where I know there's farm patrols, I'll reach out to my friends and try to make sure that we can get someone to keep an eye on you until we apprehend whoever's doing that. So, yeah, please, Anne-Marie, please. One of the mods put the email address up. Come on, what's the hold up here? There it is. Okay, thank you, Alts. Thank you. There's the email address. Send an email. I've got that email open, I think, unless I closed it. There it is. I have it open right now. So you can send an email to me, and let me try to find. We cannot have something happen to you out of neglect here. So please send me an email right now so we can get someone on that. It's already 6 p.m. We need to see if we can't get some folks to help out there, okay? And it's the reason that Martinez boats, the mainstream media is quiet about the second refugee group because they don't know about it. I'm the only journalist in the world who disclosed that refugees had arrived. They don't know about it. I've told several outlets, CBS News. I've also told Netwerk 24, and I've also told ENCA that they've arrived, but they haven't run any stories because they can't confirm it. All right, so I'm looking to see if she sent me an email. Nope, they haven't sent me an email. Yes, Joe Czar Smith, it's shocking how many reputable channels report half-correct facts. Dinesh D'Souza is very accurate. He's brilliant. Dinesh D'Souza is the kind of immigrant we love in this country. Yep. Your father was part of the last of the commandos. Wow. Orlia Anderson, welcome to you. No, I can't disclose how many arrived because I don't know the actual figure. I know a number, but I know a destination where people have arrived and they've been welcomed. I can confirm that, and I'm not going to state where it is. But why are you so obsessed with the numbers? Why is everybody obsessed with the numbers? I really don't understand that. It's like some idiot posted on my video yesterday, let's see, 100 refugees per month, that's 220 years. What a moron. We have the ability to take in whatever we want. We took 162,000 unvetted Afghans in 3 weeks. You think we can't handle 200,000 South Africans? Rikas DeFries says, you've really opened my eyes to how much the media lies. And that's why I'm not on mainstream media. Because they don't want me on. Because I'll eviscerate them. It'd be like Zorro. And their entrails will just fall out of their abdomen. Yep. Yeah, forget about the numbers. Just be happy that things are going forward. As I've told you all along, all these Debbie Downers and, sad sacks. Stop, nobody's going. I've waited so long. 13 days after the program opened on the 12th of May. I've been waiting so long. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Even if we go back to February 6th, when there was no program announced, what would you been waiting? February, March, April, May? 3 months? That's a long time. Grow up. Get a pair. Get a sack. Sack up. Well, Claudine, I can tell you it was more than 2. That I'll tell you. Okay? What are the 2 songs called you started? Well, there's 2 of them, Jakes. The first is Side Africa from Giselle. That's available on Giselle's channel. You can go to Giselle. You can find it, Jezelle, Giselle. She's a born by sea from Grootfontein in Namibia, who lives in Pretoria area and sings in South Africa and in Namibia. So Giselle is a friend, and that's her song. She's had that out for several years now, at least 5 or 6 years. Side Africa. And she also has Vir ons mense. That's the Afrikaans song that we play, and for the Afrikaans anthem. And then the second song is one that I composed using artificial intelligence. I put some some lyrics in about saving South Africa. I made that song when I arrived in South Africa early or mid-April, and it was pretty amazing. I was thrilled with it, and then I put all the photographs to it while I was down in Gordons Bay, and then published it, and that's Save South Africa. It's awesome. The people are stronger than shadows. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yep. What percentage of privacy does X provide? Well, Hannes Holzhausen, the internet is the question, not X. X provides privacy. You can protect your account there. But people can find things. There's a lot of publicly available information. If people want to find people, they can find people. We're asking about the phone number. Today I received a call from U.S., but Truecaller only verifies the owners of business. I missed the call. Well, your call wouldn't come from the U.S. LBR if you're in South Africa. It would be coming from South Africa, most likely, as far as I know. Father was part of the border command in the Eastern Cape. All right, thank you, Diana, for sharing that. So Namibia is also headed down the expropriation compensation. Well, they've had expropriation for a long time. Zanelle has a stunning song. Well, Anita, so does Giselle. Her song, you're saying Zanelle, you mean Giselle. It's called Sight Vest. Yep. Car accident 2 weeks ago, says Mornay. Robbed. Can't pay rent. Gee, many crickets. Robbed? What, did they get your bank card and clean out your account? Why isn't Ramaphosa deploying SANDF? Because it's intentional. Watch my video, which I released earlier. Let me see if she's written yet. I still don't have an email from her. Well, I can't help you, ma'am, if you don't send me an email. If you don't send me an email, I can't help you. We used to commemorate the establishment of the Republic of South Africa. Yep. Estelle says, thank you very much. You're very welcome. I mean, Giselle, I think you mean, Anita. If you want total privacy, the only way is to use Tor browser. Well, that helps, but that's still not total privacy. All three Beanie really wanted to prove was he knew more than everyone else. Instead, he just showed the world how rude and immature he was. Yeah, and he made Trump wait 30 minutes. Wow. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Please remember 80,000 emails before May 12th. What will happen to refugees when President Trump is ever voted out? Well, President Trump is already voted out, Madeline. He can't run for office as president again. He can become a member of the Supreme Court. He can run for Congress. He can run for the House, the Senate. He can run for governor of Florida, but he can't be president again. It's it. Constitutionally limited. He's done. What will happen when he's done? Another Republican will win. Anyway, so the song you're asking about is Save South Africa. It's one that I've used AI for. So let me find it here, folks. When it plays live, you're a few seconds behind so I hear it on my phone over here, but it's a few seconds behind, so I can't sit here and lip sync it to go along with it. But yeah, so I could actually play it now, but how many people are going to leave? I love that song. It's awesome. That's one of the coolest ones. I've done several songs about South Africa, including the PNG song, Persona Non Grata. That one's pretty cool. And where is my save? There it is, Save South Africa. Here it is. Of gold sunsets and skies so blue, mountains and stories that seem so true.
From oceans roaring
Wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme.
The soil holds our history, roots run
So long,
A
melody of freedom, we're singing strong.
They may
Curse the land with lies they weave.
but we
Hold the truth
in what
we believe.
Their crowns
May crumble,
their
thrones may fall, but the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts,
Let it light the way.
evil cannot reign when we seize the day. Sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme.
The people
Sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme.
The
People sing louder than the shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme.
The soil holds our history, roots run
So long,
a melody of freedom. We're
singing strong.
They may
Curse the land with lies that we
but we hold the truth in what
we believe.
Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall.
For the power is the people above it all.
We know.
Charlie says, please stop singing. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm so sorry. If you didn't like that, you're really going to hate this. That's right, folks. You can't cancel all of us. Well done, Tom McDonald. Song came about 5 years too late. Wow, I chased 1,000 people away. No, just 100. Welcome back. All right, well, folks, some people enjoyed that. Some people ran away. Sorry to see you go, folks. It's his weekend. Lighten up. Lighten up. Steve Newbold said, I had a nice video chat with Tom McDonald Memorial Day for over an hour. Fantastic down-to-earth musician who cares. You should have told him about me, Steve. Yeah, I also want to know more of this. Okay. Really great song. I think it's unlikely will change due to massive structural problems. Yeah, Stefan, I think I understand your point. Thank you for what you're doing. It's the first time our family is actually dancing in years. Wow, that's awesome to hear you dancing, Carmen. Okay, Vika says, just think about this. If all the Afrikaner can go to the USA and the USA stands a chance to win. I don't know about that. Rhodey loves my singing. Most people don't. You can't cancel all of us. That's a fact. I have to. Don't worry, that'll be deleted later on because it's a copyright claim. Yeah. Hello from Durban, says Yvette Retief. Welcome to you. Kevin Nicklin's here. Sometimes you just got to sing your stresses out. Exactly. Belt it out. Thank you. Pierre Orban is back. Yeah, Leo Ferry, Xavier Grayling. You must have heard this a lot recently. Go. Go. There are chat rules posted. I'm tired of breaking the rules when I don't know what the rules are. What rules, Tina? What rules? What rules have you broken, Tina? I'm not aware of you breaking any rules. So what song makes you cry? Save South Africa? Been following you for a while. Great stuff. Just sent you a... okay, thank you for that. Let me see if she sent me an email. I'm looking to see if we can do something on that email. No. Oh, wow. Somebody says they came back to South Africa and the customs officials harassed them and said, why, I'm in the U.S., why am I coming back? Because he's a South African, you morons. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, by the way, I've got an offer to sponsor brands here, folks. Should I do it? I mean, it could pay me some money. Let me do that. Should I, before we get to the news, because people are coming and going, start a poll. Should I consider promoting should I consider promoting products? Because I can make money at it. So there you go. So they pay money. So all right. Withdrew my rent money, my home before the accident, and then got robbed. Oh my goodness. All your savings going now too, morning? Gee, good Lord. Your phone was stolen. Gee, many crickets. Going to buy myself a Stars and Stripes. Cool. All right. I'm worried to go to Pretoria. I'm closer to Sandton. Also worried that something may happen. Why are you worried about going to Pretoria? I drove between Pretoria and Joburg every day for 10 days recently. And if you go to a facility the U.S. is leased, it's not going to be in a dangerous area. Share your opinion that ISIS now having a political party in South Africa. Yeah, I think that this is disgraceful. The South African government has once again flicked its thumb in the eye of the United States, allowing a known terrorist who is sanctioned and wanted by U.S. authorities, Farid Hamad, whatever that guy's name is, I've got it here anyway, so to register a political party that's based on instilling Sharia law. Unbelievable. That's my view on that, Charlie. Okay. Trump singing the cancellation of the Voice of America. Brybrook using promoting products. You have earned your spot with all your dedication. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. We are cousins, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Val Cooper. Okay, wow, that's interesting. You guys are cousins. Okay. Positive influence never hurts, says Angie. Chris, I did mention to you Tom and told him that can't cancel all of us as Anthem my truck. Okay. Wow, that's pretty cool. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for mentioning me. The problem is where one has to park in Pretoria. Well, Xavier Grayling, depends where you're at. Future daughter-in-law is victim of smash and grab. Those in Benoni, Boxburg. Okay, be aware. Yes, promote products. You earned it. Thank you. All right, okay. All right, so 431 votes. If the sponsors are brands you believe in, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, there you go. Do at least you can make it worthwhile. Okay. Enjoy your talking shows. I think you're extremely intelligent. You have so much knowledge. I like these character traits in people. Love Sonia Myberg from Pretoria. Sonia, my favorite town, Pretoria. Anne Marie Nell, yeah, she's around, but she sends me stuff, but I don't know if she's watching anymore. Went for unabridged birth certificate, and the delightful black guy said, "Why I need it? Are you going to leave as refugee and do us all a favor?" Wow. I would have said, none of your effing business. Do your effing job and issue me the damn thing, or I'll report you. That's what I would have said. There are allegedly 400 political parties, only 93 registered for election. Yeah, true. Old school Jim Green. Ooh, Jim Green. Well, I'm not wearing Jim Green today, but I did wear those boots on election day. They were very comfortable. I got through 18 hours of wearing those boots without having to take them off. Good to be listening again. Did you see the report from EU Intelligence? That's Francois Fontonder. That's just some private organization that has no bearing. It's not European Union Intelligence, just the name of something. Don't put any stud in that. 100 years Afrikaner thermos. Yeah, well, I don't know where it came from, but it was purchased and was given to me. It's got Afrikaans on the back too there. So, yeah. Yep. Yep. Raise your hand here for Africa. Yeah, so that's a beautiful thermos. I don't know where it came from. It was a gift, and I don't even know who gave it to me. It was in a bag. I don't recall. My apologies for that. I should stick to helping South Africa. Singing careers and for you. Well, thank you, Charlie. Maybe you should keep your comments to yourself. 3 months away from unabridged birth certificate. True, but report them. Okay, singing will drive the tents off his lawn. Exactly, Tom Hawk. Then nobody is putting a FEMA tent in my front yard when I sing. Thoughts about EFF apartheid tax? Well, I think it's asinine. Put up sponsors. You buy merch. You can help us. Okay, Chris, I've told Tom that you promote his music, his channel, and ask him to join us. Subscribe. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, Tom McDonald, if you've joined, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. I've promoted a lot of your music, and I get copyright claims all the time. But thank you for not giving copyright strikes. I'm grateful for that. Right, the news, folks. All right, here we go. Been at this for a while. So let me get through the news very quickly here. Let's get started on the news. Okay, what am I missing here? I think I missed something. Let me take a look over here. What have I missed here? So, is it Allie? Let me go back. Is it Allie? Your daughter's birthday today? Wow. Okay, well, then we'll do a cake. We'll do a cake. Thank you for that, for sharing that. I've got to find where that's at, though. Just a second here. Where is it at? It's a folder here that I have. I have to find it. Where is that folder? My goodness, I hate this. I have a hard time finding this stuff half the time. Okay. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, come on. Where is it at? There it is. Got it finally. Okay, so happy birthday to your daughter, and here's our birthday cake. Whoops. What's that doing off screen? I haven't done that since I came back. Yeah, all my stuff has changed because the laptop messed up the screen. You can't cancel all of us, but singing will drive you away. True, Tomahawk. You've booked section 8, row 3 of my backyard for FEMA 10. I don't think so. Why I need to go my own bridge. I told them I want it, and all they have to do is their job. I was told it was going to take as long as 2 months. Exactly. And Michael Cooper, thank you for the 14 Rand Super Chat. Super Chats are way down on a Saturday, but that's okay. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. So, happy birthday to your daughter. That's pretty cool. Always nice to have a birthday. I don't get too excited about my birthday because my birthday, folks, is on Christmas Day. I think most people know that already. So a lot of stuff going on. And I work every year on Christmas Day. Every year. So anyway. All right, time for the news. Let's get rid of the cake. Happy birthday to her daughter. You can catch your daughter's name. So time for the news. All right, let's start off. We will continue to stand with the oppressed people across the world, says Cyril Ramaphosa, while oppressing coloreds, Indians, and white South Africans. Isn't that the height of irony and hypocrisy? Cyril Ramaphosa claiming that he will stand with the oppressed while he oppresses minorities, racial minorities. Delivered a eulogy at the funeral service for ANC stalwart Gertrude Schope. trade unionist, former teacher. He said the ANC will always stand with oppressed people across the world. But it doesn't. Just as international solidarity helped us to win our freedom, just as Ma Shope taught us, we will continue our principled solidarity with peoples everywhere suffering oppression and persecution. Really? Where is your stand for the Tigrayans executed by Ethiopian military? Where is your stance on the Rohingya in Myanmar, Muslims being oppressed by the government? Where is your stance on the Uyghurs, Muslims being oppressed by the Chinese communists, your friends? Where is your stance on the people in Darfur being murdered by the Janjaweed? The oppressed people? Really? What's your position on any of those things, ANC? Non-existent. Non-existent. Well, can I even say this on YouTube? Am I allowed to say this? Thank you for Super Chat of 14 Rand there. Am I even allowed to say this? I know that this would get you canceled on social media a couple years ago, but I'm not even going to say it. New U.S. report reveals that something linked to Rona jabs. Wow. Look at that. Look at this. IOL, who would have censored people? Wow. As the world scrambled to roll out the Rona jabs, millions of South Africans received jabs with confidence, unaware that U.S. health officials were sitting on growing concerns about serious something. Now we can tell the truth, but we were censored and we were canceled in 2020 for questioning legitimately and stating unequivocally that the safety measures were inadequate. Oh, now you're all experts. Oh, now it's okay to talk about it. Really? Really? Well, if you're curious, I have unadulterated semen available. Well, isn't this funny? We used the G-side word earlier. G-side? Remember that earlier? I talked about that because the media is obsessed with it. Well, I have talked about a cultural genocide against Afrikaans as a language and as a culture. That's clearly taking place in South Africa. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Eastern Cape kingdoms are using the term now about the ANC. Eastern Cape kingdoms accuse provincial government of cultural and spiritual G-side. Wow. 3 traditional kingdoms in Eastern Cape have claimed the ANC-led provincial government is interfering with succession processes in the Amapondo and Asakokeni. Premier Oscar Mabuyane has defended his appointment of Prince Freeman Dumalani Sekao as acting king. But 3 groups are saying that it's cultural G-side, folks. Cultural G-side. Tungsten Boss, thank you for the 70 Rand. Are you a mining magnet, Tungsten Boss, or just into tools? They're using the side word, the side. They're using the G-side word to talk about stamping out black African culture. And they're right. They're 100% right. But when we talk about it for Afrikaans, Terry Bota, thank you for the 70 Rand super sticker there. All right. 4 life terms for former Democratic Alliance counselor who murdered his family with a house fire. Former DA proportional representative Councillor Michael Buthelezi was sentenced to 4 life terms in Ladysmith yesterday. He was found guilty of killing his partner and 3 children in his house in Bergville in October 2023. He also sentenced to further 15 years for 2 counts of defeating the ends of justice. The court heard that Buthelezi burnt his partner, Kombisile Nyonka, 41, his 12-year-old daughter, Lubanzi Buthelezi, his son, Zigizimodi Buthelezi, 9, and 2-year-old last-born daughter, Singabele Buthelezi, alive by setting alight the 2-roomed house they were sleeping in. What the hell is wrong with people like this? You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. Well, a mother and a Sangoma are arrested after the remains of a missing toddler are found in a shallow grave. Police recovered what is believed to be the 2-year-old Kutwano Shabala's remains in Beckersdale following her disappearance in November. A Sangoma, the second to be arrested in connection with the toddler's disappearance, led police to the shallow grave. The mother, accused of selling the child for 75,000 rand, is behind bars facing charges of human trafficking, murder, and conspiracy. Jocelyn Smith, this lovely child. What the hell is wrong with these people? What the hell is wrong with this superstitious lot? And these are the people who want to run South Africa? Sick. 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 Well, massive ambulance shortage is causing massive problems in South Africa. Critical levels of threat to emergency care. Paramedics in South Africa sounding alarm over critical shortage of ambulances and staff, leading to unsafe working conditions and inadequate emergency care for communities. And why aren't there any ambulances? Because thugs in service delivery protest attack first responders and have torched dozens, if not hundreds, of ambulances in the past 5 years. That's why there's no ambulances. Well, the corruption-accused Sedibeng mayor and driver were found unharmed after an alleged hijacking and kidnapping. Was it real, or was she looking for sympathy? Sedibeng Mayor Lerato Maloka and her driver were allegedly hijacked and kidnapped in Alberton on Friday. Police said her car was recovered in Dawn Park around midnight. They've been found unharmed and reunited with their families. She's previously been accused of corruption. Thank you, Lind Ziki, for your membership. Enjoyed the Hersoff interval. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. South Africa will target illicit financial flows for the G20 presidency. I'm sorry. Hey, my friend. Is that plausible? Do you really think that they're going to target? You're going to target illicit financial flows? My friend from Matis says, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it, folks. That's why you're gray listed South Africa, because illicit financial flows, terror financing, and money laundering. Yes, but now they claim they're going to step forward. South Africa aims to restrict illicit financial flows during the G20 presidency, which is halfway over. Halfway over. The Deputy Minister for International Relations Cooperation, Alvin Boats, announces their objective 6 months through the presidency. Are they going to start targeting illicit financial flows now? Why? Why weren't you doing this last year or 2 years ago when you were gray listed? Oh my goodness. Hey, here's some just desserts. It's a shame it's not for 90 years, but this moron who's been spouting death threats against Donald Trump and running his mouth and is a racist of the highest proportion. His comments are racist anyway. This idiot gets 90 days in jail. Well deserved. A politician, no, he's more like a moron, claiming to be the new Mandela, will spend 90 days in jail for contempt in the Curio case. Politician Mehmet Fefa Dag sentenced to 90 days imprisonment for violating a court order telling him to keep his mouth shut about making defamatory posts about Curio Holdings. Western Cape High Court barred him from republishing defamatory statements or making further allegations against Curio and his stakeholders. Despite the warnings and a letter of demand from the attorneys, he did it anyway, so he's going to jail. Contempt of court, 90 days. We all know who this dingbat is. We all know who that dingbat is. There you go. Well, the Bulls earlier today pulled out a stunning win, despite the fact that they missed 3 conversions, were trailing 21-18 at the half, and Johannes Keegan dropped a sure gifted try right in front of the try line, about 8 meters out. They came back and scored straight away with another try, and they scored 5 unanswered tries, only leak 2 tries late in the game, and give Edinburgh a chance to come back in a thrilling, scintillating contest at Loftus Versfeld, where they won 42-33, 9-point winners earlier today. A plethora of tries in this game. Wow. Now they'll wait for the results of the Sharks and Munster game, which takes place in about 34 minutes, and I'll be covering that live on Rugby Ascendant. You'll be automatically redirected from here to there. Should you want to hear my play-by-play and color commentary, we welcome you over on Rugby Ascendant, looking for new subscribers over there. Durban and Peter Maritzburg preparing for the Comrades. Boy, that was changing the time. It was like in August the one time I was there. Now it's in June. Yep. Look at them cleaning up the rubbish there along the highway. The eThekwini and Mzunduzi municipalities, Durban and Peter Maritzburg, are conducting their final inspections of the road and other infrastructure in anticipation of the 98th Comrades on the 8th of June. I'd really like to attend the 100th Comrades in 2 years. That'd be awesome. It's the 49th down run. It starts in Peter Maritzburg and finishes a dozen hours later at Durban's People's Park. 24,000 runners from around the globe and 35,000 spectators. So that'll be more than that. There's easily 1,000 spectators just at the end of the run, as there was when I was there in 2023 for the final. Was it 2023 or 2022? It was 2023. Anyway. All right. I think it was 2022. Anyway. Sudan reports 70 cholera deaths in Khartoum in just 2 days. Cholera outbreak is taking place in Sudan. The cholera outbreak in Sudan's Khartoum has killed at least 70 people. Health Ministry in Khartoum reported As of Thursday, 942 infections and 25 deaths previous day, following 1,177 cases and 45 deaths from the day before. Centered around the capital city of Khartoum, which has been devastated by 2 years of fighting between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces. African terror groups are ramping up their ability to strike in the United States, according to General Michael Langley from U.S. Africa Command. Said the Sahel is the epicenter of terrorism. He's correct about that. The dire warning from General Michael Langley, head of U.S. Africa Command, comes as Trump administration cancels aid programs across the continent and considers consolidating military leadership in Africa with one already overseeing troops in Europe, which is a strategic mistake. Nigerian floods, at least 150 dead. 3,818 people displaced, 265 houses destroyed in the floods in central Nigeria as rains continue. More than 150 people have been killed, thousands displaced after floods devastated parts of central Nigeria, local authorities said, as rescue teams continue to recover bodies and search for the missing. Tragedy there. TikTok, YouTube, live streamers, beware. Your lives are in jeopardy. Hateful people target you. The bigger you become, the more notoriety you have, the bigger your platform, the bigger target you become, particularly in third world and developing countries or places with lax security standards. 2 recent murders have highlighted this, including the young lady stabbed to death in Japan and another one recently. American YouTuber Louis Rossmann said, knowing your surroundings and being comfortable with them doesn't mean you should ignore the risk. The murder of a TikTok influencer from Mexico has highlighted the dangers of live streaming on social media. On May 13th, 23-year-old Valera Marquez was shot and killed during a live stream on TikTok at her beauty salon in Zapopan. It's not clear if her killer located her because of the live stream or already knew her location. But it comes 2 months after Ari Sato, a 22-year-old YouTuber, was stabbed to death while live streaming in Tokyo. Kenji Takano, 42, was arrested on suspicion of murder on March 11th. The Asahi Shimbun newspaper reported the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department said that Takano, the murderer, told them he traveled from Oyama, 60 miles north of Tokyo, to carry out the attack and tracked her down by watching the live streaming footage. There have also been 4 live streaming murders in Jamaica since September 2024, and on January 29, 2025, Salwan Momika, a critic of Islam who had publicly burned the Quran, was shot dead in the suburb of Stockholm. In June 2016, Antonio Perkins, 28, was shot dead as he live streamed in Chicago, a murder that remains unsolved. Then on March 1st, 2025, 3 performers on the Twitch live streaming platform, Sina, Valkyrie, and Imru, who have 3.6 million followers between them, and a man had threatened them during a marathon live stream in Santa Monica. Louis Rossmann, electronics technician, YouTuber with 3.2 million followers from Austin, Texas, said the incidents are tragic but not unique to any one country or demographic. Thank you for the memberships coming up. I had to turn that off again. That's a lot of memberships. The idea these kinds of attacks don't happen here is misleading. It's not about geography. It's about access. He said the moment your platform reaches a certain size or your content challenges powerful entities, like governments, like I've been doing for a decade now, you open yourself up to risk. Rossmann said it's very important when live stream to prioritize being aware of everything that was going on around you. And he said knowing your surroundings and being comfortable in them doesn't mean you should ignore the risk. You should ignore the risk. Social media has been throwing up extra security risks, especially for people who are famous or wealthy. In September 2022, rapper PNB Rock was shot dead at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, a diner in Los Angeles, during a bungled jewelry robbery shortly after his girlfriend posted his location on Instagram. Badiva, I never post my location on any of these social media platforms until after I've left the area. The risk of posting live streaming is high, even when you're someone that doesn't have enemies. Yep. Experts who warned of the risk posed by Chinese students say that Trump is overstating the threat of Chinese students. Well, that's a lie. As a counterintelligence professional, I can tell you the threat is real. Sonia Myberg, thank you for the 70 Rand super chat. Some former spy hunters see the State Department plan to revoke visas of Chinese college students as heavy-handed and counterproductive. Well, that's because they're woke and bought. Wow, only one author here for this article in the New York Times. Devlin Barrett did it all by himself. I'm impressed. The FBI spent decades investigating some professional students from China suspected of using their studies to secretly spy for the home country. As the Trump administration tries a new, more aggressive effort to stop such activity, experts fear it will do more harm than good for American research. I disagree. It's not harming our research. It's protecting our national sovereignty and our national security. Bottom line. All right, so 19% of the people said I shouldn't promote products. That's 8-1 saying I should promote products. Interesting. Out of 783 votes. Well, thank you for that, your input there, folks. I'll consider doing it. It pays rather lucratively. So, yeah, it pays a lot more in Super Chats. I'll tell you that much. Based on what they sent me. I was just confirming that the people offering it were actually legitimate. They are legitimate. So, yep, so we'll consider it. All right, back to the news. Emmanuel Macron is calling for Europe to ally with Asia. This is an evil leader of a corrupt country who must be removed the ballot box. The French president says smaller nations should unite to protect the global order without being forced to choose sides. But you are asking people to choose sides, you dingbat doorknob. Emmanuel Macron, who was pimp slapped by his wife recently, even she doesn't like him. Emmanuel Macron said Friday that growing tensions between the United States and China threaten to destabilize the global order and urged Asian and European countries to form a coalition of action to uphold shared principles. Well, I think Emmanuel Macron is a fraud, and we should ignore him. Donald Trump's Golden Dome has nuclear-powered foes up in arms. They're concerned. China, Russia, North Korea are harboring weapons that could reach U.S. sail missile shield plan as a blow to global stability. President Trump's Golden Dome plan has riled 3 countries whose weapons technologically possess the greatest threat to American territory. The Chinese, North Koreans, and Russians are all developing such missiles. North Korea slammed the Golden Dome on Tuesday as the largest arms buildup plan in history. That's a lie. That's a lie. The Chinese have had the largest arms buildup in history. Yep. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said that the plan represented a direct disruption to the foundation of strategic stability. Not really. Not really. Pete Hegseth vows to support Indo-Pacific region allies and warns that China threat is imminent. The United States does not seek conflict with China, but will fight and win decisively if deterrence fails. Speaking at the Shangri-La Dialogue, the same place that Emmanuel Macron was speaking, in Singapore, Hegseth said that China is making credible preparations to use military force to change the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, noting that while nobody knows what the Chinese Communist Party will do in terms of Taiwan and other neighbors, the U.S. and its allies must nonetheless be ready with urgency and vigilance. And then he warns that devastating consequences should China seek to conquer Taiwan. Well stated by Pete Hegseth. Well stated by Pete Hegseth. Donald Trump says the steel and aluminum tariffs will stay and they'll double to 50%. Wow. President Trump said he'll double tariffs on imported steel, a move that would bolster the domestic industry and protect U.S. jobs. He announced the higher duties at a rally near Pittsburgh, promoting a $14 billion deal between Tokyo-based Nippon Steel and U.S. steelmaker, which the president said would ensure U.S. control over U.S. steel. There's never been a $14 billion investment in the history of the steel industry in the United States, Trump said. Most importantly, U.S. steel would be controlled by the USA. But he's upping the tariffs to 50%. A soldier's wife who showed erratic behavior arriving in Hawaii has been deported back to Australia. A U.S. lieutenant married to an Australian national sees herself sent back. A woman attempting to visit her military husband in Hawaii was detained and deported after the Department of Homeland Security said it flagged her for dubious behavior. Nicole Sarokus of Australia landed at the international airport in Oahu on the 18th of May to visit her husband, Matt, a U.S. Army lieutenant stationed in the area. She was selected for secondary screening and pulled aside after becoming suspicious of recent long-term trips to the U.S. and suspicious baggage. Officers determined she was traveling for more than just tourism. She was unable to remember her wedding date just 4 months prior. She met her husband during a trip in 2024, the same day her ex-partner left her. Yeah, marriage of convenience. Shipped out of the country. Well, Donald Trump, folks, his position on the big, beautiful bill, a lot of people supporting it. Here are some of the polls. Big Beautiful Bill gets broad endorsement with some fiscal reservations. Epoch Times readers, who tend to be conservative, say the bill is right to prohibit Medicare from funding for gender-related medical procedures. Look at that, folks. 89% in favor of that. They support the bill's extension of the 2017 tax cuts. 81% in favor. Tightening food stamp rules for able-bodied people, telling them they have to work. 80% support. Requiring able-bodied adults without dependents to work 80 hours a month to keep Medicaid is a fair policy. 79%. The bill's $12 billion investment in border security worth the cost, 79%. Allocating $150 billion for military projects, including the Golden Dome, 64%. Allowing business to fully deduct costs in the year they purchase will boost investment, 61%. Making tips tax-free, making lives more meaningful, 60%. Eliminating alternative energy credits, the acceptable part of rebalancing federal priorities, 57%. Wow. That's crazy. So most of these things are actually very much in favor by Americans. At least those who read that newspaper. So there you go. 1,138 people currently here. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Get the bums off the free stuff. Exactly. Transported to Australia again. Exactly. Tim Hoffman says, if I can sum things up, the aim of most Africa is to rid its shores of Western cultures and influence the communism grow without the hurdles of free world. No, it's, I think that Tim, in my view, the aim is to eliminate from Africa the attention of the West so that people can pilfer and steal and oppress to their heart's content without oversight from the West. That's my view. Kathy Van Royen just got a membership and she's thanking whoever gave it. Thank you very much for that. Let me get back to that and cover those things. There's been some super chats and some memberships I missed here, so let me get to that very quickly. Okay, supers. Okay, so see all. Okay, 31st. Got a lot of super chats here. Let me make sure I got them all. My goodness, I didn't realize there were that many. So we got Hert van Jaarsveld, 170 Rand says, thank you for everything, Colonel. We are so glad the second group has landed. Thank you. And Anthony says, God bless all my South African brethren, 14 Rand. Tina gave $2. Thank you, Tina. Super chat, super sticker. Our super chat with no comments. Debbie Fox gave 350 Rand. Thank you for that. Emerencia Quinn, she says, good evening. Hello, everyone, 14 Rand. Francois de Jaeger gave 10 Rand 49 with a rose. Thank you for that. Tiger Valley, 70 Rand. What should we expect after completing the form of interest in the U.S. Embassy website for refugee program? Didn't get a confirmation email. Should we send? No, don't send an email to the embassy because that PRM email is not being used anymore. Fill out the form and wait. There was no confirmation. The form doesn't send a confirmation. So you just have to wait. Sorry about that, Tiger Valley. Just getting to that. JK gave a little bird saying, hey, 70 Rand. Thank you for that. Jules, not on topic, but could you please say what you think of ISIS wanting to go to stab? I already did. Thank you for the 35 Rand for that one. I recognize that one. Jackals gave 100 Rand. Said, who else is waiting for the Sharks? Munster. Well done to the Bulls. Well, I am. I'm covering it in about 21 minutes. Share the rugby channel link. Michael Cooper, did somebody share the rugby channel? You'll be taken there automatically after this. You don't really need to share it, but we'll get it shortly. Okay, Retha Swart gave 14 Rand. Thank you for that, Retha. Super sticker. Tungsten Boss gave 70. Super sticker. Terry Bota gave a 70 Rand super sticker with a thumbs up. Sonia Myberg gave a 70 Rand. And Sonia Myberg gave another 14. Thank you for the super chats and super stickers, everybody. I do appreciate it. How we doing on the stream? All right, so, yeah. All right, Fabian Bridges gave 140. Black people are not losing their culture. They are buying European culture with money. Black women try and look white. When you go to Roars, where blacks have their culture, you find beautiful people. Yeah, okay, Fabian. But the claim by the traditional kingdoms is that the ANC is picking kings and undermining their cultural perspective. That's where that came from. Thank you for the 140 Rand super chat. Quids, Marley Quinn says, thank you all. You do. You're welcome. Thank you, Quids, for sharing that to Marley Quinn. And Urban Home, hi, Chris, you must consider meet and greets stateside a year or two from now once there are enough numbers. Yeah, no, I'm already thinking about that. Also, I already have one destination in mind and a trip planned to go visit a cluster of refugees that are in one state here in the United States. Yeah, so you don't get an auto response, Tiger Valley 6'2". That is normal. Yeah, it's okay if you to make sure, and thank you for asking. I'm sorry that you felt you had to super chat to get that question up there, but thank you for asking. No, it's there's no auto reply. We've confirmed that very early on. Yes, I am hectic busy, no doubt about that. Is Copy here? Hey, Copy, I didn't see Copy. That would be amazing. Hubby and I spoke about it today. About what? Oh, a meet and greet. Okay. Barreto gave 140 Rand. Macron, not even his wife likes him. Yeah. She pimp slapped him. Well done, Brigitte. Agreed. Francois gave another 14, found a beautiful house in central Pennsylvania. That's nice, Francois. But you live in the Western Cape. That isn't going to help you. Corey says, watch the video today of Joburg Central Business. I was so shocked. Watch the videos showing Joburg Central Business District in 1962, 1992, 2022, and 2025. You'll pass out at how they've turned it into West Africa. Pete van der Linde, welcome as a member of the team. Macron's husband gives me the creeps. Hey, Gus, how's it going? Macron's wife, Brigitte, is actually his husband. Okay, whatever you guys are saying. Leo Ferree found a house too. Well, there are lots of houses in Pennsylvania. And some of them are made of stone. People are always talking about how our house is always made out of wood. Not true. We used to build houses almost entirely out of stone. 1,118 people for the stream. We're doing well on live streams this week, folks. Thank you for that. But our prepared videos are kind of middling. Some are doing well, some aren't doing so well. We picked up a few subscribers in the stream. Thank you for that. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to make the 100,000 before 3 a.m. Pacific time, or 3 a.m. local time here. Let's see. Live count, we are at 98,242. We started the day at 98,000, so we've only gained 182 subscribers today, and it's almost noon. So, yeah, that's slow. Please tell us if there are more or less people who made it over. What do you mean more or less? More or less than what, Ian Moon? Could you at least tell us if there are more or less people who made it over? I don't know what you mean by that. More or less than what? What's the yardstick? What's the point of measure that I'm reflecting on? 800 likes. Yeah, somebody can do better than that. I thought teachers weren't allowed to slap their students in Europe. Val says, that's all we can hope for. Okay. Kimberly says, U.S. is made up of all countries of the world. People let our government know of problems in other countries where they're from. Jaden Brown just joined. Do we know yet how many were in the second wave? We're not sharing that information, Jaden. Why are people so obsessed by that? Has anyone who submitted their application on or after 12th of May been contacted by the embassy? Yes, Venom, some have. And some have already been conducting interviews. There's your confirmation. Okay. Sure got a PK. The French do got a PK. Who's next? Maybe Maritz in Germany. It's his turn. Or Keir Starmer. He really deserves a PK, so it's his turn. Yeah, Keir Starmer really deserves them. People be patient. This will be a process. There are a lot of applications to be sorted. It's not been that long. Exactly, Kathy von Royen. You're spot on. Must celebrate the U.S. financial indicators. What is up 1%? I saw you say congratulations, but I haven't seen the stats. I like the third printed houses. At least they aren't wood. 3D print house. Oh, gotcha. Do you perhaps know the rest? Okay, I already answered that question. Diane Swanepoel. When the rest of the people applied via statement of interest will be contacted. Well, how could I possibly know that, Diane? I mean, I'm not privy to the data and all the applications and how many people are working on this. I don't know that answer, but I'm sorry. Oriental Cats to Autism Spectrum. Wow. 3-month member. Macron's wife, Biatch, slapped him. Thank you for the membership. Good evening from Durban. Tearjerker, Giselle, lovely. Yeah, she is wonderful. Craig Hanslow says they got to dodge the potholes during the comrades, and why do they have to clean up the world? Exactly. Nikki Gibbs gave 10 memberships. Thank you for that. Out of interest, have they started rebuilding after the fire disaster in Florida? What fire disaster, Val? What fire are you talking about? California had a fire disaster. The Sharks win, then the Bulls have an easy semi. Go Sharks, says Conrad. Yeah, I'd rather face the Sharks than Munster. Then we're guaranteed to get it. If the Sharks win, we're guaranteed to get a South African in the final again this year. Wouldn't that be something that would be every year? Yeah, Chad is a little busy today. Shelly wants a membership. Well, it's chosen at random by YouTube. We have no control over it, Shelly. Sorry. Sleep next to a spider, then Brigitte. 50 around with 10-meter freestyle or backstroke in between. Kobus Russos, how many South African refugees will U.S. accept? We'll accept all of them. You won't get a chance. Why won't you get a chance, Kobus? We'll accept all of them. We're kicking 30 million criminals out of the country. We got plenty of space. Rieni Van says, hey, Chris, thank you for all you do. 35 Rand super chat. And Ronaldo asked earlier, why are you not referring people to his channel? Because he sent them here. Ronaldo sent his people here. And I thank people for that. The Ronaldo viewers for coming over. He sent a handful of his viewers over here at the beginning of the stream. Is he back on? Is Ronaldo back on the air? That's news to me. I can't refer them to his channel. I refer them to his channel all the time. What is he talking about? He's being cheeky. He's not even on air right now for me. So he's just being cheeky. Just being cheeky. There's a good book you can recommend that gives a good overview of American history. There's lots of them, John B. I mean, nothing comes to mind right now. Go on Amazon and take a look, and you can find books, not necessarily buy them there, but find books about American history. And then you can ask me if I think it's a good book. Folks have faith and patience, says Amazon, Texas. Amanda Cooper says, so many things overseas reporting on it. Yep. Pete Funder, Linda, thank you for membership. You're welcome for all the information. Chris, try to get Charlie's throat. Please. Please, 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 please. I have no respect for that woman. Child abuse of her child. And people want to know, I mean, I said group because it's $60 a month. It'll take decades. Well, first off, that's an asinine assumption, Robert. Anybody that's making that assumption is making an absolutely asinine assumption. Where do they get the nonsense? 60 per month. Well, first off, 59 came in the first group on the 12th of May. Now on the 31st of May, 2 weeks later, more came. All right? I mean, that's I don't know where people make such moronic assumptions. I don't know where that comes from. Why would somebody make that assumption? That's not even any basis in reality whatsoever. Maybe 10 people came. Maybe 300 people came here on 3 commercial flights and landed here and went to 15 states. Maybe. It's just idiotic speculation. All I can confirm is I know a number that went to one location, and I might actually be any of them. In fact, let me see if I've got any update on that. Okay. No updates. No updates on that. I'm very busy getting them settled. Hey, Loretta. Kathy says the Sharks will win. They're the best. Well, they're not the best, or they wouldn't finish third in the conference or in the league, but they're a good team. Good game. I was there. Dragon, you were at the Bulls game, I take it. Congratulations. It was exciting. And then we got a super chat from Jackals, 200 Rand. Thank you. Sharks versus Bulls semifinal loading. Cool. You're very welcome, Mia Thomas. The only country where a known ISIS supporter can register. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Alan? The U.S. is going to have issues with that. You deserve 1,000 super chats at least on one chat. Wow. Carolyn, I do put everything in. Thank you very much for that. Diane Swanepoel, thank you. I know there are so many very appreciative of all you do in the post. You're making it various people. For one, I'm very grateful. You're welcome, Diane. No refugee questions in the chat. Emerencia Dietrichs, 35 Rand super sticker. Thank you for that. We have, well, the Sharks have to beat Munster first, folks. Munster is deadly. Be careful. 100 per month. Art Queen, that's a silly assumption. I love what you said about Charlize, says Quids. Would get Brickmark on your blog. I've been on his channel. He's never come on my channel, Myra. I've been on his channel as a guest a few times. Love how people just make uninformed assumptions. Exactly, Marcel. Exactly. And Sandra Honeycomb, how's it going? Southerners don't understand that countries need to grow their population, increase their GDP, but that's why countries want people that are hardworking, not criminals. Exactly. Victor Davis Hansen's good, but he covers specific types of history. And then a bunch of Martinez J. Boats gave 10 memberships. Thank you for that. Folks, I'm going to have to wrap up because we got the game coming up in a few minutes. Okay, so before we go, let me just take a quick look. And we are at 98,243. So only one person joined since I said that. But we are at 6,900 views on the stream, 1,103 people. You're going to be redirected over. We got 1,000 likes, thank you, and 85 new members. Thanks for the new memberships. I'm going to direct you over to the game. Sharks versus Munster from Kings Park. Hollywood Bets Kings Park in Durban on the east coast of South Africa. Coming up in just a few minutes, folks. Please tune in there, and I'll join you over there as soon as I change my kit and go to the loo. I'll be back on Rugby Ascendant. So hang in there. See you shortly. Just a couple minutes. Thanks, everybody. God bless.